do a little patch analysis here. Can you guys even see this? Maybe if I make it bigger. Okay, here we go. 6.85. Alright, what's up everybody? This is October, doing a 6.85 patch analysis, which came out today, Thursday, September 24th, 2015. So it should be exciting because we've had one of the longest patches. 6.83 and 6.84 were the two longest patches that have been around for quite some time. And now this update here, 6.85, is mostly some balance changes, and we'll take a look and I'll give you some feedback on what I think of these changes and see if it's a good thing for Dota or a bad thing for Dota. The last two patches were really exciting, really good, and let's get into it. Okay, here we go. Text is large. Okay, let's move this here. Alright, so let's see. General, purge no longer deals bonus to summon units. Bonus damage. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if this affects the Feasible Blade and the Golem. I know it doesn't one-shot it, but now like Golems are going to be hard to kill, I think, if those are considered summon units. Siege creeps now behave like normal lane creeps for spell targeting rules. Don't know what that's all about. They have 80% magic resistance. That is interesting. Ancient Thunderhide has a new ability. War Drum's aura provides plus 15 attack speed and 15% attack damage. Okay, that's pretty intense. It's almost like a drum slash Vlad's. Ancient Black Drake has a new ability. Dragonhide aura plus 2 armor. Stackable. Okay, that's not too crazy, but it's kind of nice. Ancient Dragon Camps have now 2 less armor. Oh, to kind of offset that. Now, falling passives fixed, not being disabled by break. So Nether Toxin will be broken. Tidebringer will be broken. Essence Aura gets broken. Hunter in the Night. Poison Sting and neutral ability passives. Okay, so that's this balance. Abaddon. Mist Coil reduced from 5 seconds to 4.5. That's a buff. He didn't get changed, so that's only good, right? Borrow Time. Aghanim Scepter's damage redirection increased from 35% to 50%. So most Abaddons don't even grab Aghanims, but now if you do, it's like pretty insane. Damage redirection, 50%. Wow. Alchemist adds the spray damage increase from 12, 16, 20 to 24. That's the original values. Now it looks like all of these are buffed, so that's good for Alchemist. And Gravel's Greed bounty rate increased from 4 times to 5 times. That's more gold than a First Blood. But Alchemist is still, I mean, I don't think, that's the problem of him. I think you need to mess with his stats a bit to be, like, a good hero. Ancient Apparition. Cold Feet cast range increased from 700 to max range of 1000. Okay, so this is a really good buff here. Ancient Apparition no longer has to get as close to cast Cold Feet, and in a team fight, that's gonna, if you can lock someone down, like, from far away, especially the carry or some sort of person who's just standing in the middle of a fight, like, this makes this spell a lot better now. And that's good, because Ancient Apparition, this stun, like, almost never goes off, but in a team fight, if people are not paying attention, they can get frozen now. Anti-Mage. Blink Distant rescaled from 1000. So at all levels except for max level, his blink is shorter. And I agree with that, because Anti-Mage is already hard to kill because of the blink, and he doesn't need to blink like so far away. And it's only like 75 range at level 1, so it's not like, I mean, if they catch up to you 900 range, like, I think they deserve to kill you anyway. Mana Void Stun rescaled to a static 0.15. Okay, that's fair. That's, it already does so much damage at level 3, so the stun isn't really the stun duration isn't really the selling point of the ultimate. Bane enfeeble cooldown release from 10 to 8. Okay, that makes him way better in the lane if you decide to skill that. Brain set mana reduced cost from whoa. Damn, dude, this becomes like expandable almost. I don't know if we could even see Bane mid. Probably not, but I mean, like in pub games, it might happen. Fixed Fiend's Grip sometimes not granting true sight over the target properly. So if you ult someone, you get to see them, even if it's like Ricky or something. Okay, Batrider. Now this guy has been just on a terrible patch note streak. So now Flame Break damage over time reduced from 50 per second to... So they nerfed the damage. That's pretty sad. But to overcompensate that, the duration is increased to 3 seconds from 1 second, which is pretty huge. And at max level 4 to 6. That should be pretty interesting because Batrider's not really picked for his nuke, you know? He's picked for the disruption. And I think with a 6-second DOT, people can't blink or apply bottle and stuff. That's okay, but whoa. Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Flaming Lasso grabs its target as well as the target nearest allied hero within 400 range. Wow, so you can kidnap 2 people instead of 1. The second target is tethered to the first one. And it also deals 100 damage per second. Okay. Alright, that's interesting, because instead of, you know, it gives them another item to work with instead of like Shivas or Refresher. Like Aghanims, you can grab 2 people, which is interesting. Bloodseeker. Now this guy was really strong last patch. His thirst scale changed from 100 to 25%. Now the threshold is from 75% to 25%. Okay, so early game he doesn't get that spike of damage and speed that was really easy for him last patch. Blood Rage heal reduced from 25% to 19, 21, 23, 25. Okay, that's fair. That's perfectly fine. Because people used to leave this at level 1 and just keep it like that. Bounty Hunter. Okay, so this was a very popular pick of the last patch as well. Track now provides vision only of the target rather than the area around it. Okay, I think that's fair. And then now track allied bonus gold reduced from 50. Oh, wow, track nerfs. And I agree with that. I think. Just because I'm not a fan of Bounty Hunter and stuff, but I saw a Bounty Hunter game recently and got wrecked. Wasn't really a good pick at all. Brewmaster, Primal Split, Storm's Dispel Magic Area of Effect increased from 200 to 600. Okay, that's a freaking 300% increase. That is insane for Brew players, if there are any out there. Cooldown is reduced by 25%, from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. Primal Split Hurl Boulder cooldown, now 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, so Brewmaster's ultimate is pretty strong now, for those who can use it. Bristleback passive Quill Spray damage threshold reduced from 250 to 230. So this is with his, when he's taking damage from the back. Now whenever he takes 230 damage, he'll launch a Quill instead of 250, which is only a buff for him. Centaur Warner got a strength bonus as damage increase from 2650 to 66%. Okay, so now his return does more damage based on his strength. I don't know if that fixes him as a hero, but I think this might have been what it was last time. I'm not sure. But, you know, I guess he can't really complain. He didn't get hit with a stick. Chaos Knight, though, received an interesting buff. Chaos Strike now lowers the target's armor by 5 for 8 seconds whenever it crits. And this is applied before damage happens. Can be applied to illusions, but multiple instances do not stack. Only triggers when critical strike triggers. Damn, that's pretty crazy. So when you crit someone, their armor goes down too, as a passive. So to balance that out, it went from 300% crit to 275% crit. And this makes them interesting, because now your allies hitting the same guy is also going to take increased damage, rather than you just doing one large strike. But 5 is a lot. Okay, just to give you an idea of how much 5 armor is, Medallion reduces 7 armor. And Assault Cuirass has a minus 5 armor aura. So this can only make Chaos Knight happy. Chen, we have 6.5 came out today. It already came out. Pendant slow damage amplification increased from 14 to 15. These values are very minor, but the damage amp is, I'd say, also minor. Test of Faith damage mana reduced, mana cost reduced at all levels. That's really nice. That's like a discount on everything. And the cooldown is reduced to 16. Okay. Okay, we'll see. That makes him stronger, slightly stronger. So this was like a patch where no one got like too crazy. I'd say the craziest person that got like increased was Chaos Knight so far. Clink's strafe cooldown reduced from 45, so at all levels 5 seconds. Okay, so now, Clinks is only stronger, and I remember when I played Clinks, like, having strafe on cooldown was kind of like death to me, but now you get 5 seconds off at every level, which is pretty good. Crystal Nova cooldown reduced from 15 to 13. Okay, why not? That's not bad. Darkseer base intelligence reduced by 2. Okay, that's fair. His mana pool's not gonna go crazy from the start, actually, so he can't like throw out a bunch of ion shells. You still can, but they kind of limit it a little bit. Dazzle poison touch mana cost reduced from 100 to just flat 100. I like this because no one really skills that more anyway, but now that it's 100 mana only, and you get more mana to cast heal and stuff, that's a pretty nice buff for Dazzle. Death Prophet. Ooh, Exorcism Spirits increased from 6/13/21 to 8/14/21. Okay, so this affects her early game stuff. So this is a 1/3 increase from 6 spirits to 8. A 1 spirit increase. Okay, so it just makes her first ultimate a bit stronger, which I like. Well, we might see, I don't think people are going to pick her because of that anymore, but I mean, a buff is a buff. The pubs will be more enjoyable. Disruptor, Thunderstrike cooldown reduced from 16 to 12, 11, 10. Okay, so that's really nice. The cooldown is extremely annoying now at level 1. And if you decide to max it, it just gets super annoying. It becomes that nuke. Thunderstrike now only provides vision over the target itself, similar to the track nerf. And that's perfectly fine. I think that's, that this spell would be way too good if you got vision and damage and cooldown reduction. Doom, Scorched Earth damage and heal increased from the later levels to 48. Okay, that's it's pretty okay. I mean, Doom has no armor. He takes damage if he's trying to jungle or lane. He takes all the physical damage. And having extra damage from the Scorched Earth and the extra heal, I think it justifies the mana cost because it is pretty expensive, like, relative to his mana pool. I think it's like 85 mana to like 100 mana, and he starts out with like 200 to 300 mana. Level Death cooldown reduced from 8 to 7. Okay, that's just like minor tinkering. Dragonite, Breathe Fire debuff duration increased from 8 to 11 seconds. Wow, so this is around a 20-25% increase as well. More than that. So he gets a bit stronger in mid lane, but I don't think you pick him as a carry. You could pick him as an off lane, I guess, but just minor buff. Drow Ranger. Okay, Precision Aura bonus damage increased from 18, 24, 30, 36% to 20, 26, 32, 38%. Okay, so she's only hitting harder with Precision Aura, and so is the rest of your team with the ranged heroes. And the cooldown reduced from 120 seconds to 100 seconds. That's nice, so you can do these pushes a lot quicker. Or I should say it's more accessible to you. You can spam it a bit faster. Earthshaker, fissure damage reduced from 125 to 110, 175 to 160, 225 to 210, 275 to 260. That is very minor. At max level, you've only gotten it chopped off 15 damage. This is 15 damage to all levels, and I think that's fair because the long range stun itself is is the selling point of Fissure, not really the damage. And I mean, he has so many nukes anyway, so it's only 15 damage. It's not like, something major. It's something like minor. Earth Spirit Stone Remnant is now placed in front of you when double clicking it. Okay, that's only a buff. I won't even call it a buff. It's like it makes the hero a bit easier, I'd say. Eldar Titan Echo Stomp area of effect increased from 475 to 500. Okay, a little bit of range, not bad. Ancestral Spirit mana cost rescaled from 110 to 80, 90, 100, 110. So this makes it very spammable at the, or easier to spam at the earlier levels, which I think Eldar Titan has trouble in if he's up against like a Tri-Lane or something. Ancestral Spirit attack damage per creep increased from 3. Wow, it's doubled at level 1, and then at max level it's increased by like 25%. Okay, that just makes him stronger early level. So he just doesn't get destroyed in the lane, I think. Natural Order Aura sticky duration increased from 0.5 to 1.0. So when the spirit's returning, its duration is on it for twice as long, but it's only like 1 second. So we'll see. This is a very minor thing that could be big, but won't probably happen that often. Enchantress, Nature's Attendant's Wisp count increased from 3,579 to 4,6,810. Okay, that's cool. Impetus is no longer a unique attack modifier. Wow, so you can get like Deso and Lifesteal and Scotty? Holy crap, you can get Scotty on her. And what else? Like random stuff. Oh my god. That is pretty interesting because, Impetus is one of her... Wow, Scotty and true damage. Holy crap, that is pretty big. For Enchantress players. She's not picked often, but now she's got the option of turning into a pseudo carry, I'd say. Enigma, Midnight Pulse cast time reduced by half. Okay, so you cast it a lot faster. Nice. Midnight Pulse area of effect reduced from 600 to 550. And I play Enigma, and I think that's fair, because that radius is just huge, and you're taking like max HP percentage-wise down. Black Hole radius increased from 400 to 420. That is nice, if they decide to increase it even more. Oh, Black Hole's so good. Now it's a larger radius. That's only good. Gyrocopter. Rocket barrage damage per rocket reduced from 813, 1823 to 712, 1722, and the values are 30 damage at every level. 30 damage at every level, because there's 10 rockets each. That's like nothing. That's almost nothing. But it's minor. Call Down Slow no longer pierces spell immunity, and that is fair. Very fair. Huskar, Berserker's Blood Magic resistance per stack decreased at all levels. Good. Invoker. Intelligence growth increased from 3.2 to 4.0. That's 25% more. So he's just going to get, with levels, he's just going to hit harder and... Oh my gosh. Alacrity speed damage bonus increased from 20 to 80, from 30 to 90. Okay, so at all levels, Alacrity is boosting the attack speed of anybody a lot quicker now. Aghanim Scepter now adds 1 level to the stats provided by Quas, Wex, and Exort on all invoked spells. Wow, so if you get this early, your spells are now, having a benefit of having all these points up to 1. So that is a really nice bonus. Max level Deafening Blast now retains its normal location targeting UI, rather than it being changed to a no cast at certain level. This does not affect how the ability itself works. No idea what that is. Yeah, I don't think it doesn't change how the spell works, so I think that's just like a mechanic thing. Dual Breath's Fiery Wave now moves at the same speed as its Icy Wave. Cool. Dual breath's damage increased by 25%. Wow, actually, from 26 to 40 is a pretty big jump. And then 56 to 60 is not as big. That. Okay, so at the level 2, the level 2 is where you get your value. Quite a bit, actually, almost twice as much. Ice Path range increased from 1100 to 1200. Wow, that's pretty good. Pretty good for Chihiro. Oh man, I can like get flashbacks of how many ice paths were like short, like 100 units. Juggernaut Blade Fury damage increased at level 2 by minor damage. Actually, 155. Okay, so it gets better at the later levels, which is fine because you don't like be able to use that spell at all later on. Keeper of the Light Chakra Magic spell cooldown reduction from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2, 3, 4, 5. So an extra 1 second at every level. That's good. Makes him a little better. Kunkka. Okay, I haven't seen him in a long time. Tidebringer damage increased from 1530, 45, 60 to 20, 35, 50, 65. Okay, so he's getting buffs at all levels, which is minor, but you know it's not bad. Makes him a little bit better early on. X marks the spot cast range rescaled from 350, 550, 750, 1000 to 400, 600, 800, 1000. Wow, most of these patch notes, people are just like rounding off numbers. Ice Frog. So this is increased by 50 range at the first 3 levels, which is nice. You get value from it once you decide to level it. X marks the spot cooldown rescaled from 19, 16, 13, 10 to 26, 20, 14, 8. Okay, so all the cooldowns at all levels, except for level 1. No, just max level. So the cooldown is increased at all levels except for max level, which goes down to 8. We'll see how people like that. No one picks Kunkka anyway. Ghost Ship cast point reduced from 0.4 to 0.3. Okay, that's minor. Legion Commander base damage increased by 4. Alright, overwhelming odds cooldown reduced from 18 to 15. That's nice. Press the attack cast time reduced from 0.3 to 0.2. That's also pretty nice. Fixed Legion Commanders sometimes auto-attacking nearby units after duel ends instead of continuing to attack the duel target. Okay, that's nice. So just good buffs for her. Leshrac, the king of last patch, this morning 8-4. Base damage reduced. That's good because his attack is his projectile speed is very fast, and that was like super annoying. Made him really strong in mid lane. Lightning Storm jump distance reduced from 650 to 475. This is huge. This is they gotta literally like be closer together. And the Lightning Storm damage recruits from 80 to 50, 140 to 100, 200 to 150, 260 to 200. So I think Ice Frog was playing around with these values last patch, and I think he realized. I mean, I feel like this is what it should have been from the beginning, and I think these values would have stayed had people not abused Leshrac a lot. But now that it's where it's supposed to be, I think Lesh is not going to be picked as often anymore. Lich. Sacrifice no longer splits XPs with enemies. So you can literally deny the creeps in front of them and they won't get experience. This just makes a hero like way more noob friendly. And I think in terms of like a whole community balance, that's good for newer players. Chain Frost projectile speed increased. Chain Frost attack speed slow increased. So he just became more viable. Not super strong, but just more viable. Lifestealer Rage cooldown reduced from 19 to 16. Infest and Control can now be used on Ancient Creeps who have new abilities. So this is definitely a buff. Yeah, so you can ult freaking Ancient Creeps now. And you can hide in them and just like wait for people to jungle and then you can jump out and kill them. Okay, Lina, Light Strike Array damage reduced quite heavily by 25% at all levels. This is just damage from the stun, which I think is not going to kill her, right? This isn't the worst nerf. But this right here is a pretty sick nerf. Level 1, your abilities are the same. You actually lose out damage at the 3rd level. I mean, with Aghanim Scepter, it's like, it's fair. Now you have to like buy Ags. People do anyway, so if people do, like, I like the trend here. If people do something so commonly, he just makes it like a requirement pretty much for them to stay strong. Lion, Finger of Death, Aghanim Scepter's upgrade area of effect to 200 to 300%, so 50% increase. Real nice. That's, it's a bonus if you can get to Ags. Lone Druid, Summon Spirit Bear cooldown reduced from 3 minutes to 2 minutes, and it stays 2 minutes at all levels. That's a really nice buff actually for Lone Druid. Battle Cry bonus damage increased from 60 to 90. Yeah, that's also a really nice bonus. Bonus armor. Yeah, okay, so Lone Druid just got buffed all across the board. That's really nice. I think the biggest change here is the cooldown at the lower levels. I mean, you get to level 3 pretty quick, but I mean, the quicker you get your bear when it dies or something is pretty nice. Luna, okay, strength gain increased from 1.9 to 2.2. So towards the later game, she'll have more strength, and it's strength gain, so she's not going to be squishy. She's not going to be as squishy. And I wholeheartedly agree with this buff. Cooldown reduced from 160 to 140 at all levels. I think this is great too. It's also promoting people going to pick her. And Aghanim Scepter beam count. No one gets Ags anyway. You shouldn't. To 18, you get 4 extra beams at max level. That's cool. Lycan strength gain increased from 2.75 to 3.0, so he's going to be doing more damage. He's going to be taking a lot more. Shapeshift critical strike chance increased to 30 to a whole 10% at max level. So Lycan got buffed. Nice. Empower cooldown reduced from 12 to 8 for Magnus, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Medusa Mystic Snake damage and Mana Seal boost per jump increased by 10%. Wow, that is kind of crazy. Mirana agility growth increased from 2.75 to 3.3. Doing extra damage and attacking faster. Okay, I like that. Starstorm secondary strike search radius increased from 325 to 425. That is yeah, that's minor, but I mean it's a buff. It's good. Morphling agility growth increased from 3 to 3.4. Now that's huge because any agility he gets, he can morph into strength, and you're just getting a 0.4 bonus to every level you have, and that's for Morphling. That's very interesting. Adaptive strike damage is increased at all levels. The first level is up to 50, so there's a lot of value there if you want to get a value point, and at max level it stays the same though. So they're trying to put more incentive in skilling it early. Hybrid no longer makes Morphling or no longer hides Morphling or restricts its usage when replica is out. Hybrids are visibly known to enemies. Okay, so a hybrid is when you get the Ags, I think, and you clone one of your allies, and then you could use their spells. So knowing that their clone is good, and it no longer hides Morphling or restricts its usage when replicate is out. So you can have 2 clones or something. I've never actually built Ags on Morphling, so I won't even know what that looks like. Riptide damage rescaled from 130 all the way down here, so this makes Naga less effective early game, minorly, and at the max level it's kept the same, so her late game capability is untouched. And if you are kind of banking on that radiance, it makes it harder for her to grab it, which I think is fair, because if she's getting like free farm or good situations, it's so hard to deal with a Naga that can give that quick radiance. So decent buff. I mean nerf, sorry. Nature's Prophet, Sprout cast time reduced from 0.5 to 0.35. Good. Okay. Sprout mana cost reduced from 100 to 70. That's cheap. You got cheap, so it's cheaper at all levels. Nature's Call Treant move speed increased from 300 to 325. So you'll see a lot of like level 1 shenanigans here, and at the earlier stages of the game they attack faster and they move faster too, so that's a nice buff. Nature's Call Treant's visions reduced though, which is fine because they're creeps, you don't need to scout with them, especially if they can move fast. They can't move fast and see long distance anyway, that'd be too strong. Base attack time reduced, so they attack faster. Oh wait, no, this is Greater Treant, so I think this is a Treant from the Aghanim Scepter. Okay, that's fine. You know, gives you an incentive to buy the scepter. And now, Wrath of Nature Aghanim Scepter now applies a 4-second buff on the unit it hits, which will spawn the extra treant if the unit dies during that time. So this is like Broodmother buff. Instead of, you know, killing it with the ult, if it dies 4 seconds after the ult hits them, then they'll spawn the treant. So that increases the value of getting an Aghanim Scepter. Cool. Necrophos Death Pulse damage increase from 75, 125, 200, 275 to 125, 175, 225, 275. So this is just making the nuke more efficient at earlier levels. Heartstopper Aura no longer affects ancient creeps. Thank God. So no more freaking ancient necro. Sadith health regen increased at the last level, which is good. Mana regen increased from 2, 4, 6, 10 to 2, 4, 6, 12 at the max level as well. So that's something minor. Yes, I'm not going to talk about that. It's really minor. Base health regen increased from 0.25 to 2. So that's like an 800% increase. So he gets basically like almost a free ring of regen at, you know, level 1. So he becomes a little more durable early game, which is good because he's got problems. He got problems. Nyx Assassin Burrow Impale cooldown reduced from 9 to 7. That's pretty big. Not like not like crazy out of the water big, but that is something to talk about. Burrow Impale mana burn bonus range increased from 50 to 75%. That's when you get the Aghanim Scepter. You can kind of shoot them actually a little further. And Vendetta duration increased from 25 to 40 at level 1. So he's running around at level 1, 40 seconds invisible. At level 2, 50. At level 3, 60. So at all levels, he just gets a nice buff. Basically, stay invisible longer. That's nice. Oh god, why? Ogre Magi base armor increased by 1. Bloodlust attack speed bonus is increased by 10 at all levels. Bloodlust can now be cast on towers. And fixed multiclass Bloodlust not affecting spell immunity. So, I mean allies. So wow, that's buffs all across the board for Ogre. Omni Knight Purification cast point reduced from 0.4 to 0.25. So you gotta get closer, I think. Degen Aura Stickiness reduced from 2 to 1. Okay, I love this nerf because for... Good lord, if you get out of his range, it's that sticky aura is on you for 2 additional seconds. And I mean, if you escaped his range, you've escaped his range. So there's no reason why it should be like 2 seconds. That just doesn't make sense. Oracle, tons of stuff here. Fortune's end cast time reduced for 0 cast time. That's like a Rubik lift. So his stun is like a Rubik stun now with the cast time. The range is increased almost 25%. Radius is way bigger, and you know, if this is utility, the utility is all buffed, and they're gonna reduce the damage. So at like max level, it went from 300 damage to nearly half. Wow. So this is more used more as a disable rather than a nuke, and I like that change. I think it makes people more. It encourages people to kind of like play Oracle very aggressively, more aggressive, I should say. The cooldown is reduced or rescaled. It actually cuts in half at max level, so this is really nice. So this is a good buff. I consider this a buff, and I consider this a good buff. Fate's Edict no longer amplifies incoming non-magical damage. So that's good. I think that makes the hero less complex. People are not taking extra damage from physical and true damage. And Fate's Edict has normal purgeability rules. Wow, so you can purge on your allies and purge enemies. Purifying Flames reduced cooldown. That's really minor. I don't really need to talk about that. Odie strength gain increased from 1.85 to 2.3. That's really good because at level 9 or so he has like 777 health. So he's just gonna be a little more tanky overall. Sanity's Eclipse now always removes 40% of effective heroes' max mana, so it's a 40% mana burn instead of 75 under the threshold. I like that. The mana loss does not pierce spell immunity. That's good. That's fair. Cast range is a static 700. Very good, because at the early levels it's kind of hard to close in. And the cast range is no longer increased with eggs. Ugh. Oh man, they might. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. But I think it's fair if it got all these buffs, especially the guaranteed mana burn if they're not magic immune. Phantom Assassin, Stifling Dagger now applies your on-hit effects like Desolator. It does not guarantee a proc of the effects as chance based. So like there's a chance to get Maelstrom on your dagger, but it's not guaranteed. But if it's something like Desolator and even Lifesteal, you can Lifesteal with dagger now? I'm pretty sure that's what it means. If you don't have Vlad's, I'm not sure. I think if you have Helm of the Dominator, you'll get the lifesteal for sure, but Vlad's maybe. Blur no longer has a 0.75 second delay, so you just go invid or off the mini map when people are not around you. Enemy heroes. Phantom Lancer was a pretty popular pick last patch. Agility growth reduced from 3 to 2.6. That's fair. And Doppelganger cast time increased from 0 to 0.1. Okay, so there's a small delay. That's good. From a 0 cast time? Oh my god, that's insane. Okay, so that's fair. It won't break the hero, and it won't make him too crazy. Sunray max health damage per second increased from 1% to 234 to 0.25, 0.5 to 5%. Heal per second is half these values. Okay, so it made it more potent, I should say. Just good, because I don't see that used often or used effectively often. Puck Illusory Orb increased speed from 600 to 650. Travel distance is increased also, but the total duration is the same. Okay. Illusory Orb cooldown reduced by a second. Dream Coil reduced by 10 seconds. Okay, so Puck is happy with those changes. You could have gotten more, but you know, that's what can you ask for. Pudge Rot damage rescaled from 360, so Rot does more at the last couple levels. In the beginning, it's reduced by 5 damage per second. But the upside is the move slow is a static 27%. So that's an increase at all levels. So Pudge is buff. Pudge is buff. Alright, what's up with this? Pugna base movement speed increased from 320 to 330. Oh my god, Pugna is one of the fastest heroes in the game now. The base movement speed. Nether Ward is now placed at the target location using... Okay, that is really nice. So you no longer have to turn to place your ward where you want it to be. And double clicking it will place it in front of you too. That's really nice. That's a nice change. And his ultimate increased at the later levels. I wouldn't say that's minor. I mean, it's 30 damage per second, but if you cast it for a while, it's good value. Queen of Pain, which was also a really popular pick. Sonic Wave damage reduced from... So at max level, they're just reducing it minorly. At level 2, you get 10 damage reduced, and at level 3, you get 20 damage reduced. Which is fine. My mic is really quiet. Okay, whoops. I'll just turn it up a little. Aghanim Scepter damage reduced. So minor changes as well. And this is perfectly justified because it's an AoE pure damage nuke. Like, that's fine. Razor Static Link now drains smoothly over its duration rather than every second. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. So, you know, instead of getting your damage stolen in chunks, you get it for how long you channel it. That's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Permanent invisibility health regen increased from 4. Okay, so it makes them more viable. pretty much all game. Sand King, Caustic Finale, debuff expired damage increased from 30 to 50%, and the debuff slow increased from 20 to 25%. So buffs to Sand King. Shadow Demon, poison cooldown reduced from 2.75 to 2.5, which is good. Shadow Shaman, shackles cooldown reduced from 16 to 10 seconds. Wow, that's a whole 6-second duration. That's very good value. And the shackle damage got increased from level 2 and up. Okay, so this was the reason. The reason being is most people just leave that shackle at level 1 for a while. Fixed last word countdown, debuff not being purgeable. That's nothing. Silencer got untouched. That's just UI or something. Sky Mage, concussive shock cooldown reduced at all levels. And Mystic Flare no longer splits his damage over spell immune heroes. So good fixes. Good fixes. Sprint now provides phased movement. Wow. That is awesome. Sprint cooldown reduced by 6 seconds, and the duration is reduced too. I really like this. Sprint is really nice now. You got the cooldown reduced, which is always a buff, always good. And the duration being reduced is also really nice in my opinion, because you have 5 seconds of downtime between sprint cooldown and sprint duration. But the thing is, when you use the sprint and it's up for so long, you want to use the sprint to just close the gap, start the fight. But if it's still on you, you're going to take that additional 10 or 15% damage. So having it only be reduced to 12 seconds means you can get in there, and once you're in there, hopefully the sprint wears off and you can just fight and take more damage. Sniper, shrapnel delay reduced from 1.4 to 1.2 seconds. Okay, so it comes out a bit quicker. Spectre, Desolate now works on non-hero units if they are alone. Whoa! Whoa! So now... okay, what does that mean then? Does that mean they need a hero next to them for you to do bonus damage? Or you just do extra damage if there's no other units in the area? Either way, it's a buff. Because, say you're jungling and, the first scenario that it doesn't work when the jungle camps are around, that doesn't change the hero, but when you're hitting the last unit, you get extra true damage on top of that. You farm a lot quicker. That's nice. Dispersion now reflects damage before reduction and returns it as the same damage type. Wow. Okay, so... I don't know. It's pure damage reflection was one of the selling points of Spectre, but now it's kind of based on what people are doing. So against people like Sven who have high physical damage and decent armor, that damage is gonna be not as strong when it's reflected. I don't know. I personally don't like this change, but only time will tell if it's going to be positive change or not. It's better? Okay. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't think it's better. I like pure damage. Not a lot of things are pure damage. Greater Bash now uses a pseudo random chance. So instead of static 17%, you pseudo random. So when you change the mechanics of a chance hero, I honestly don't know how that's gonna work, to be honest. But I mean, if you stack attack speed on Spirit Breaker, he's gonna get some bashes guaranteed. But it's luck. It's luck. It comes down to luck. Oh my God! Storm Spirit mana cost increased to 100. Static permanent at all levels. The unobstructed vision is reduced, and ball lightning mana increased to 30% plus 8%. Storm got nerfed pretty hard. I wouldn't say hard, but Storm got nerfed, and compared to all the other heroes in this patch, this nerf is gonna affect them, I think, because everyone else just got stronger. Sven base intelligence increased by 2 and greater cleave increased at pretty much all levels. Okay, that makes him less terrible. Whoa! What is this? Techie's mines are... What? Okay, alright, okay. Techie's mines are no longer triggered when destroyed. Okay, so you can kill these with no problem. Techie's mines can be destroyed using Quelling Blade and Battle Fury. So now melee heroes who get those items can clear them by themselves. You get 10 gold for clearing mines. Oh my god, but what is this? Landmines cooldown and mana cost reduced by 50%. The landmines damage reduced by 50%. Okay, so... And landmines no longer have a max count. Oh my god, you can literally fill the map with landmines. I mean, you need twice as many landmines to, like, kill someone, I think, but having landmines having a max count means, like, high ground defenses are going to be way better. Landmines and stasis traps no longer block neutral spawns. That's completely fair. It was a selling point of the landmine ability, but now if you have no max count, it would be way too OP if you just put landmines, like, you know, cutting off their entire jungle. And landmines no longer stack on top of each other exactly. They can still be very close, though. Okay. Terrorblade temporarily removed from Captain's mode. Reflection now affects all enemy heroes in a 900 area of effect. What? Okay, the slow and attack slow is reduced by quite heavily. That's fine if it's like AoE. Reflection cooldown rescaled at the higher levels. Conjure image illusions are known as illusions to enemies. What? So now they know which clone's real. Conjure image cast point reduced. Okay. Metamorphosis now emits a 900 range aura that affects his nearby illusions, causing them to match his current form. Okay. So now if the clones are in range, he still is how he is. But if he's sending clones far off the map, it's you can kind of know that it's an illusion. So 40%. This is a laning nerf. I don't know. I think that's fine. Sunder cast range increased by quite a lot, and the minimum health increased from 20 to 25%. So, you know, they reworked a couple of things, and I think IceFrog tried to fix Terrorblade by increasing the value on reflection. All enemy heroes in a 900 area of effect. Is that on him or on the cast point? Okay, so Terrorblade is... I think the direction he's moving away from is being this, like, juggernaut, like this titan that does, like, all this damage, into more of like a gyro whose effects are spread, like, evenly. That kind of, like, I don't know. A lot of people will say it goes against the original hero design. I'd say that too, but only time will tell if people like this change or not. Tidehunter armor reduction increased at all levels. Wow, okay. That is pretty expensive mana spell, so that's good. Timbersaw Whirling Death cooldown reduced by 25% down to 6 seconds. Wow, that's a nice buff. Rearm channel time reduced at the later 2 levels by quite a bit. That's nice. And base strength increased from 24 to 26. Base intelligence also increased. I actually really like this buff, so you can, like, hopefully cast your spells together. Leech Seed mana cost reduced from 140 to... Alright, people are messaging me. Leech Seed mana cost reduced at all levels. Really nice. Fervor stack increased. Okay, at max level it's only 1 attack speed extra, which is fine. Ooh, Tusk was a very popular pick this last patch. Ice Shard's mana Mana cost increased. Ooh. That's a nerf. Snowball max launch time reduced from 4 to 3 seconds, so you're not in that snowball forever. Frozen Sigil no longer goes to your spell immunity, and that's a very fair balance. And then now Walrus Kick does damage. So they just tinkered with the value slightly, but that Ice Shard's mana cost I think is gonna hurt Tusk the most early game. Undying! Aghanim Scepter no longer increases Flesh Golem. Uh-oh. Aghanim Scepter now increases Decay Strength Steel from 4 to 10. Dear Lord. That's over twice an increase. Tombstone Zombies attack damage reduced. Okay, so they're not strong. Now, Tombstone requires a constant number of attacks, so they change it like Visage Heroes. 3 attacks. That's pretty weak. 4, 7. This keeps it from being garbage late game. And early game where Undying is really effective, people gotta play more smart with the placement here. And Soul Rip can now restore 1, 2, 3, 4 health to Tombstone. Oh, wow. Okay, so instead of having it become like health based, it's like a number of attacks. Wow, that is pretty cool. That's like Phoenix egg status right here. Ursa strength gain reduce, nerf. Earthshock cooldown reduce. Earthshock's garbage spell anyway, so not really anything. That's just a small tinker. Fury swipes multiplier reduced. Okay, that's fair. Enrage cooldown reduced at max level. Okay, so I'm fine with these changes on Ursa. Does it make him stronger? Does it make him weaker? I would, it makes him weaker for sure, but I think it's a balance. It's not like crazy guy. Vengeful Spirit agility gain increased. And movement speed. This is huge. 5 extra movement speed. Nice. Vengeful Spirit's not super slow anymore. Poison Sting. Damage increase. Okay, that's annoying. Poison Sting works normally on illusions. That's a fix. Poison Nova damage reduced. What? Why would you do that? Poison Nova duration increased. At all levels. Okay, that's fair. Viper, agility growth increased, and corrosive skin no longer pierces spell immunity. Okay, that's fair. Familiar stone area effect increased from 325 to 340. That's good. Okay, so this is the very first patch note. Golems can no longer be destroyed by Perch. Oh man, that's gonna make him hurt. That's gonna make him hurt quite a bit. I mean, make him stronger, and like it's harder to kill the golems. The Swarm mana cost rescaled. It's cheaper at max level. It's 100. Okay, I like that change. Swarm cooldown reduced from 36. So nice little buff for Weaver. Winter's Curse no longer affects spell immune units in the area, but still affects the primary target. So if you're BKB'd, you won't turn and hit your ally. But if you are BKB'd and it gets cast on you, then it's still good. So that's fine, I think. I'm okay with it. A lot of people might not be okay with it. But before, Winter Wyvern was like way too strong, I think. Ooh, I like this. Death Ward damage increased. Wait, what's going on? So Death Ward damage increased at the later levels. Scepter now deals the same damage. I don't know what's up with that. Death no longer bounces once at level 3. Okay, so they just made his Death Ward single target, true single target without Scepter, and it bounces with the Scepter, which is good. Wraith King base damage increased by 7. Whoa. Vampiric Aura does not show healing effect if Wraith King is fog invisible to the enemy. That's fine. That's actually very good. Ag's delay from 5 to 7, and Wraith ally aura now remains active during reincarnation. So buffs all around. For Aghanim Scepter, I've only built this once. It is sort of a buff, but it's kind of like a rare thing. But I think, I think these are just fixes rather than buffs. Items. The following target unit items are now like bottles. Self-cast by default, and target cast with Clarity Potion. Mango Healing Salve. Okay, so that's just I don't know why they wanted to do that. So you don't have to like double click Mango or double click Care Lady or double click Salve. You just press it once, and then if you want to use it on someone else, you hit the control. Aegis now gives you vision while you're reincarnating. Cool. Respawn time reduction reduced from 4 per charge to 3 per charge. Bloodstone no longer reduces gold on death. Good. And Bloodstone no longer grants vision experience where its owner died. Fair. That's fair. Fair changes. Oh wow. Bottle got nerfed in how much health it gives you back. That's fine. I think that's fine. Because Bottle is like effective early game, and if you nerf Bottle Crowing indirectly. That's kind of what this is talking about. And on runes as well. Crimson Guard recipe reduced. Okay. Purge cooldown reduced from 8 to 0. What the fuck? So you could just... You have so much freedom when you are reducing with purge cooldowns. And you could stack purges. If someone purges your purge, you could just purge them twice. But it doesn't kill like summoned units anymore, so... Wow. The Fusel Blade is pretty intense. Drum of Endurance. Active buff increased from 20... Okay. Drum's buff. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Dust of Appearance cooldown reduced from 60 seconds to 30 seconds. That is huge. That's a huge reduction. That's a half reduction. Oh my god. That's so nice. That's so useful. Fucking Viz Heroes. Enchanted Mango, cost reduced from 150 to 125. Okay, and then cast range increased. Okay, Mango got buffed. E-Blade, cooldown reduced, that got buffed. Cyclone, cast range got nerfed. Quite a bit, actually. Guardian Greaves got buffed with a cooldown. Glimmercape. Fade time increased. It's purgeable. Less magic resistance. Less range. Less mana cost. It's not as strong. It's not as strong. Hard Tarask. Wow. 4% per second. Crazy. Halberds can be disassembled. Real nice. I like that. I like that a lot. A minimum of 1,400. Wow. That is pretty sick. That is a buff for that. Buff for Helm of Iron Will. Lotus Orb. I like this. Mana cost reduce and cooldown reduce. I like that a lot. Nice. Manta Style. Mirror Image range. So cooldowns reduced. Yeah, 5 seconds for both. And mana cost is reduced as well. Okay, that's a buff to Mana Style. Oh no! Medallion of Courage can no longer target spell immune enemies. Oh, that's a nerf. That's a big nerf. Reduces armor values by half against Roche. That's a huge nerf. Oh no, I love these items. Evasion and mischance reduced from 30% to 25%. Can no longer target spell immune enemies. It reduces armors. Oh man, this is a sad day for Medallion fans. Holy shit. My bad. What is that? What is going on? Okay, sorry. Mjolnir, Chain Lightning increased target count. Okay, that's buff. Moonshard no longer requires a recipe. That is so nice. and the cost isn't inflated, so you can just buy Hyperstones. You can just go to the secret shop, boom boom, get a moon shard, eat it. Necronomicon Warrior and Archer health increased from 600, 700, 800 to 700, 800, 900. That's a buff for Necronomicon. Octarine Core didn't get changed except for the interaction with Guardian Greaves. Okay, so they fixed it to work on Guardian Greaves normal. Insight Aura now works on the carrier. Whoa, this is a huge buff to Pipe. So now you just have a ton of magic resistance if you're carrying the Pipe. So what it used to be was the aura would work on everyone around you except for you. But if you take it on paper, everyone has the same magic resistance. But now you get the extra aura on top of the passive resistance on your hero. So the Pipe Carrier is pretty sick with magic immunity. Phase Boot's duration reduced from 3.6 to 2.5. And the speed is increased. Okay, that's interesting. Attack speed reduced on Power Treads, nerf. Quelling Blade buff. You can chop things faster. Recipe on Radiance cost down to 1350. Wow. That is a buff. Scythe of Vice cooldown reduced by 5 seconds. That's a buff. TP scroll cost from 100 gold to 75 gold. Woo! People are gonna buy teleports in my games though. Ring of Health buffed, Void Stone buffed because their costs went down, and then recipe costs buff. Okay, so I think this was like a popularity patch. You know, you're just kind of appealing to the most people, and I wonder if they're gonna patch it again soon. Okay, well, thanks for watching my 6.85 analysis. I will post this on YouTube. Follow me on twitch.tv/October or Twitter, YouTube as well, Facebook, all that good stuff. I hope you guys have a good day.